Have you ever wondered how Puerto Rican culture became so rich and vibrant from the island? From music to language and its tradition and food, everything about Puerto Rican culture tells a story that began hundreds of years ago. I grew up surrounded by Puerto Rican traditions, the sound of salsa playing at family gatherings, the smell of food being cooked in the kitchen, and the joy of celebrating filled with music and laughter. But as I got older, I started to get more curious about where these things came from. I started asking questions like, how did our culture form, and what parts of our history were shaped and shaped who we are today. Today I'll be talking about how Puerto Rican culture developed through its early roots and colonization and the blending of different cultures shaped it. Before Europeans ever arrived, Puerto Rico was home to Taino people who called the island Borican. The Tainos lived on the land, growing crops like cassava, sweet potatoes, and corn, and they had deep respect for the nature. Their traditions laid the foundation of much of Puerto Rico's culture today. Their art, spiritual beliefs, and close connection to the environment continue to influence Puerto Rican identity. When people proudly call themselves Boricua, they're honoring the original name, a connection that to their Taino ancestors and the island's earliest history. In 1493, Christopher Columbus claimed Puerto Rico for Spain, beginning centuries of colonization. This Spanish introduced the language, Catholic religion, and European traditions, which became deeply rooted in the island's history and way of life. Churches, towns, festivals were built around Spanish customs, many of which are still existent today. But another major influence came through the Africans, who were brought as enslaved people to Puerto Rico. Despite the hardship that they faced, they contributed enormously to Puerto Rican culture. African rhythms, dances, spiritual practices, and they mixed with Spanish and Taino influences to form new music and traditions. Styles like bomba and plena come from this cultural blending, music that's still at the heart of Puerto Rican celebration today. By the 1800s, Puerto Rico had grown into a society that wasn't just Spanish, African, or Taino. It was uniquely Puerto Rican. The island had developed its own language, style, cuisine, art, and music. People began to take pride in being Boricua, a symbol that shaped their heritage and strength. Writers and artists started to express their identity through literature and poetry, celebrating Puerto Rican culture, pride, and independence. Figures like Bad Bunny, Mark Anthony, and more, Daddy Yankee, widely influenced and really show the beauty of the island and the spirit of the people. This era was about finding the voice, one that said, we are our own people with our own culture and story to tell. As time went on, Puerto Rico's influence spread beyond the island. Many Puerto Ricans migrated to the United States, especially cities like New York and Chicago. They brought with them their traditions, language, and their love for music, helping shape American culture in the process. From salsa to reggaeton to art to sports and food, Puerto Rican culture had become a global force. Artists like I said, Mark Anthony, Bad Bunny, who was performing at the Super Bowl, which makes a big difference and it's a big impact on our island. And it shows that we hold tightly to our heritage and celebrate where we come from. Puerto Rican culture always evolves, but it has never lost its heart. The values of family, resilience, and faith keep it alive today. The history of Puerto Rican culture is a story of transformation from Taino roots to Spanish colonization and African influence. Every chapter added something beautiful and lasting. We've seen the history, the tradition, the language, and identity, creating the vibrant culture we know today. Through Puerto Rican cultures, and even though it continues to change with time, its heart built based on strength, unity, and pride. This will always remain strong. And as we like to say, que Dios te bendiga, which means God bless you. May God bless you. A phrase that reflects warmth, faith, and spirit. Thank you for listening.